Back up just a little. All righty. Cool. Wow, look at all these people. The playoffs. Must be something. The playoffs are in town. I love it.
Well, I mean, you have. This is why any of you play.
This is why. I told you after the game. This is why you put in all the hard work. This is why you, during the off season, this is what you think about. This is what we've been playing for all season long. Like I told you from the beginning, it wasn't about getting a bunch of wins. It was about getting enough wins just to get to the playoffs. Luckily, we had a bunch of wins in that process, but it's about this point coming up this weekend, and we're going to be ready.
How important is the atmosphere for you guys? Crowd.
The crowd is huge. I'm glad you asked that question, because everybody out there who's watching this interview, who's an Atlanta Falcons fan, who's going to be at that game, make sure you are loud, because we're going to need it. We're going to need it. Hopefully after this game, we come out on top. We're going to need it next week, but let's get it done this week, because it does help when that Rise Up Nation is out there hooting and hollering and screaming. It's such an energy to the guys out there on the field,
Tony,
and we appreciate it.
Tony, do you do anything personally different at playoff time in this preparation?
No, not really. I mean, focus. If it can, and it can, I guess, it goes up a little more. You want to make sure that you don't leave any stone unturned. You want to dot the I's and cross the T's, and intensity has to go up a little bit, because it's one and done if you don't win. So, and for me, obviously, this could be it for me. And there is no tomorrow for me. There is no saying, you know what, we'll get them next year. It's about going out there and trying to finish on the right note. Hopefully that means, and for me, that means I don't care what happens out in that field. I just want to make sure that we're up by at least 1 point at the end of that game.
Tony, are there any extra nerves for you since it could be your last game?
Maybe a little bit, but I'm going to try to get rid of it. It's just, when you think about it, though, it's just another football game. Maybe on that first play, it might be a little bit more, but once we get going, I know that I'll get to the swing of things. I've been doing this a long time, about 25 years now, so I'll make sure that I go out there and just play ball.
Tony, do you feel pressure after you have the last couple of years?
As a team?
No, you personally.
Pressure.
I mean, it just seems like you're doing everything.
Maybe, yeah, I feel pretty good. The coaches have done, Coach Selfo, my tight end coach, he's done a great job of giving me rest during the week and making sure I don't get overloaded. Because I always tell him, like, you want it today or you want it on Sunday? And so he says, I want it on Sunday. So I've been rested, but I've just been lucky not to take any hard hits, I guess, and serious injuries.
Tony, this is not year one for you. You've been here a little while now. You were in Kansas City a long time, very involved in the community there. You've done the same thing about Chapel here. So do you have an appreciation now, even more so maybe than had this been year one, of what advancing in the playoffs into this franchise?
Yeah, I thought of that too. I mean, when I first got here, I looked at the team and I was like, we got a shot this year or next year. And we had some good teams back then, but maybe you're right. Maybe I've said the same thing. If I would have won a Super Bowl my first year, it wouldn't have been as sweet if I can win it my last year. Just because I know what it takes and the dedication that comes from everybody involved, from this whole organization, not just the players in the field, from the fans in the community. I was out, walking around on Monday, and just seeing the fan support, people coming up to me saying, you know what, it means so much to us. If you can go out there and just get it for Atlanta, and you see how excited they are in the city. It would be great to go out there and get one for the whole city, for everybody involved who's a Falcon fan, part of the organization. It'd be great to go get it.
How does that become motivation and not a burden? How do you?
Well, it's all how you process it mentally. I mean, you have to say to yourself, like I said, when it comes down to it, it's just football. I mean, no matter what, you've been doing this for a long time, and I don't mean to simplify it, but that's really what it is. You have to go out there, and the way you're going to win is if you execute and you beat the man in front of you. Whatever your responsibility is for each individual player, you have to win that matchup. And if we can do that more often than not, we're going to win the game. And that's what you have to think. You can't get caught up in listening. I haven't even listened to ESPN or NFL Network or any of those outlets out there talking about our game, because I don't want to hear it. I want to go out there and concentrate and make sure that we play our game and go out there and hopefully come out on top.
Tony, if the Falcons don't win, and years later you look back on your career with no playoff losses, how much of a hole would that be? Will that be significant to you, or will it be?
That's a tough question at this point. Ask me that after.
Where is that?
How much of a
challenge that Seahawks defense? How much of a challenge will be against that Seahawks?
Huge challenge. not that I haven't listened to the media this week, but I've listened to them in the previous weeks, and obviously from what I've seen on film, they're a good team. And what makes them so good on defense is that they're always in the right place. Like, they crowd the box. They're going to say, you know what, you're not going to be able to run the ball against us. We got good corners, and you're not going to be able to throw the ball against us either. So that's why they've been successful. They've had success. So it's going to be something that we got to execute. Like I said before, if we can win our individual matchups, then I like our outcome. And we got to make sure that we keep Matt, nice and clean in that pocket. He can go out there and do his thing.
How do you feel like your individual matchups you can be against this defense? Anticipate a big day for yourself? Or?
I anticipate a big day for all of us, honestly. I mean, you look at the receivers, the arsenal, the firepower that we have in this offense, the PYP offense I've been talking about, poison. It can be anybody's game. And our receivers are really, really good. And I know their corners are really good, but you better give them credit, too, because these guys are going to come to play. And I'm going to come to play. And whoever has that matchup, Matt's going to find us, and we'll try to exploit it and get in that end zone.
They say momentum's a big thing in the NFL playoffs. Obviously, Seattle has some winning last week. How do you slow that momentum early in the game and try and succeed?
Well, we are the home team. Obviously, the energy is going to be there for us with our crowd. We're going to be excited. We're coming off of obviously the bye week, so we'll have rest. We got to come out and match their intensity. They do have the advantage of playing the week before. I mean, and they've already been through it. They've gotten over that jitter of a playoff game. And I think after the first 2 or 3 plays, we'll be over that as well, and we'll go out there and start just playing some ball. So I anticipate we'll be nice and relaxed. That's what Smitty preaches. Stay loose and we have fun out there, and we'll be all right.
Tony, with you guys being 0-3 in the playoffs under Mike Smith and Matt Ryan, how much of this game is about pride?
Well, probably every week. You have a lot of pride in each game that you play. You want to go out there and leave your mark. And obviously in the playoffs time, it steps up even more because that's really kind of where your legacy comes in. What you do in the playoffs is what majority of people remember. So it's, like I said, it's not pressure. It's a little bit of pressure. It's a little bit of anxiety, but that's good. You need that. I need that. I like having a little anxiety because it keeps me running the right direction. It keeps me going and keeps me alert. So I anticipate if you ask me a scale of 1 to 10, where you're going to be at. I talk to Sam Baker about this all the time. Where are you at right now? And I anticipate being at right around a 6, 6.5, 7, because that's where you want to be. Right, I see that sweet spot.
Tony, does Asante take some of that pressure off guys the way his swagger is?
Yeah, Asante helps a lot. I tell you, he's been huge for us. Obviously, with his play on the field, most importantly, but in the locker room and out there on the field, he just keeps everything nice and light and fun, and keeps that defense nice and light and fun. And Weatherspoon picks up on it. Dunson picks up on it. It's good, and even as an offense, we pick up on it. That's right. And I think it's definitely helped us out a lot. It's made us a better team.
You see that bye week as a nice chance for you guys to recoup, but do you really see it as an advantage for Seahawks to get that first game in?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
The bye week is an advantage for you guys to some point, but you said the Seahawks have a bit of an edge because they did get that first game under their belt. You see that as an advantage?
Well, I'm just talking about the jitters
right.
of playing playoff football, which everybody knows. You have to, intensity goes up, energy goes up, everything goes up because the stakes are so high. But as far as that, just because they play well, now I still like our advantage too. Get healthy. Ask a guy like Abraham. A week off really helped him, and he's a huge part of our defense. So it's nice to have a lot of guys that were linked up come back and they're going to be strong and be ready to go in this game.
Tony Ray Lewis, who's also retiring, came out on the last offensive play. I don't know if you saw their game Saturday for the kneel down. Would you like to go out on the last defensive play if the game's out of hand?
No, I don't think so. I'm not. You don't want to see me dance either. That's not a pretty thing. Trust me. So.
You guys good? How much is it just burning in your first game?
It's huge. I'm not gonna lie. I really want to win this game. Not just for me. Honestly, it's me. For the guys in this team, how hard we worked. Like I said, this is the best team I've ever been a part of as far as just the environment. And I think as players, too, just talented. So I really feel that, like I said at the end of the season, we have a real good shot. If we go out there and play our game, we'll like the outcome. But we got to go out there and make sure we execute.
I think the experiences of the last few pro seasons make a difference.
Can't hurt. Can't hurt. We've been here before. We went 13-3, had that first round bye, and we didn't get it done. So there is no nervousness as far as, at least I wouldn't think. As far as like this is the unknown. This isn't uncharted territory for us. We've been here before. Like I talked about it all year. Nobody's gonna get on our bandwagon. I mean, without no one's going to commit to our bandwagon because we haven't won a playoff game. So, and we understand that. So we got to go out there and take care of business and hopefully come out on top.
Have you done, like, imagine yourself in New Orleans walking off with confetti falling